Meet Bob. Bob faces toughest challenge yet. Bob's client just asked him to create an app where users can craft their own digital signatures. Well, challenge accepted. Enters the blazer. With just few lines of code, now Bob can let his users draw their own digital signatures. Let's see the app in action. We have a canvas on the screen, which is as smooth as butter on a hot pan. And look what! We can pick colors too. Once you are done with your masterpiece, you can go ahead and save it. It saves the image in the form of PNG. And what if you made a mistake? You can always start fresh by resetting the canvas. We start off by adding canvas element in our HTML section. We are going to create a reference of this element for further manipulation. Name it canvas and store it in a variable. Now we are going to make this instance available in JavaScript methods. For that, first go ahead and add the JavaScript instance to the component. Now go ahead and override onAfterRenderAsync method instead of onInitialize method, because we are going to pass this instance of HTML to JavaScript after your DOM has successfully rendered on the browser. Now inside a method, simply call JavaScript function initializeCanvas and pass the canvas instance. Now it's time to add some JavaScript to your application. Simply right click, select a new file, select JavaScript, and let's give it a name. So we are going to kick off by adding this method to the JavaScript file. So go ahead and add the syntax of the function. Now in order to manipulate the graphics of canvas element, we need to create an instance of its 2D rendering, and you can do that by using a getContext method. We need to listen to mouse click event on a canvas which draws this path when mouse is pressed down. For that, just go ahead and add the listener and set isMouseDown variable to true. We need to track the movement of the mouse. For that, add another listener, mouseMove. Let's calculate the coordinates of mouse pointer relative to the canvas. Let's draw a line by connecting these coordinates and add a stroke to make this line visible on the UI. Now all that is left is to change the boolean value of this variable when mouse button is released. For that, simply add an event listener to mouse up and set the value to be false. Now that we are done with our canvas, let's move on to the other elements of our app. Next, we have our color picker. Let's go ahead and add this instance to the HTML. Simply add a input tag and set type to color. Now go ahead and bind selected color to input tag and set its default value to be black. When we change the input color, we need to notify that to the canvas. For that, simply add onInputEvent. Go ahead and implement event handling method. Now from the parameters, select the value of selected color and update a variable. Now simply call JavaScript method changeColor, pass the instance of canvas and the color that we just changed. Let's go to JavaScript and add this method. Our method receives two parameters, instance of canvas and the color to be updated. Now same as before, get the instance of 2D rendering and update the stroke color with the color we just received. Next in line, we have SaveBun. Go back to your component and add SaveBun to HTML markup. Go ahead and create SaveSignature method. This is a two-step process. First, we need to create a JavaScript method to store the data on the canvas. Then, we need to convert that data and store in the form of PNG. Back in JavaScript, first, create getSignatureImage method. Here, we need to capture the current state of the canvas. For that, simply use toDataURL method. Now, to download a file, first, let's convert this data URL into blob object. From here, we need to trigger the download and assign the file name to the file. And from there, it's gonna go under the downloads folder. Now, the last part that is left in our application is to create a reset button. Let's add one more button to our HTML and call it reset. The reset signature method looks very straightforward, simply calling clearCanvas JavaScript method. In JavaScript, simply create clearCanvas method. As usual, get an instance of 2D region and simply call clearRect method. Pass 4 parameters, the coordinates of top left and the coordinates of bottom right. Together, these 4 coordinates represent the entire region of your canvas. And that's gonna do it, guys. You can find a link in the description for rest of the code with CSS. Until next time, ciao.